Hello, and today we'll be playing Celta. This is the newest update which came out on the 15th of this month, October. And here's a little new something here. Here's the little Chihuahua merchant that we saw in Max's Food earlier on. His family deals with selling stuff. His family are merchants. And if you click here, you can go to get some merchandise from Celta. I don't know exactly what they sell, but that's another way you can support the VN right here. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with Max's Food. We already learned quite a bit about Acri, who is Max's brother. So I'm going to go ahead and continue now. I promise you, O cursed cur, the throne and the heirs of the world shall sue me as Lord. Why are you taking me, Acri? Anything you want to sell me? You'll see in a moment. It's very important, trust me. Something in the glass cell. It's in the glass hall. So I grab the human's hand and lead him to a tall, spacious corridor filled with cubicles separated by transparent glass walls with sliding transparent doors. Each small room contains complicated-looking machinery and white tables, too uncomfortable for sleeping. Those don't interest us. As I walk the human to the end of the room, to a room with black curtains covering its walls. The inside is completely concealed. The human stops. He doesn't budge. Acri, what is this all about? You still can't smell it, right? Good. Smell? What? How about you go first? I opened the glass door for him. A complex wave of sweet, sour, earthy, and herbal smells wafts over my nose, but the curtains still blocked the view of whatever is inside the room. I motion at the room to encourage the human, but he hesitates. He looks back at the exit, unsure. His lips part for another question. At that moment of indecision, I trip his legs and grab him by his arm. I toss him into the room and quickly follow behind him into the darkness, sealing the glass door behind us. As I listen to the human tumbling blindly in the gloom, I reach under my coat and take out a small metal relic. With a sharp click, a single spark lights up a tiny flame at the top of the portable rectangular relic, setting just enough light to get me to see the human's beautiful, confused blue eyes as he lies on a pile of hay. I nod my chin at the far corner of the cubicle. He slowly turns his head around with a gaping mouth and his eyes open wide. I can smell the scent of cold sweat from him. A confused escapes his lips as he finally noticed the bottle of wine and a box of snacks. I chuckle, lighting up several small candles across the cubicle. Well, you asked me earlier why I had hay behind my ear, and this is why. It's a mix of soft grass and small wildflowers from the eastern meadows. You mentioned you like forget-me-nots, and there's a bunch of them here. See? It makes for good bedding. Yeah? Soft and fragrant. Dog damn it, Acri, I thought you were going to murder me or something. What? Why would you think something like that? I go to such lengths to give you a little bit of romance. I hope you appreciate it. I mean, yeah, Heck, of course I do. Wow. Sorry, it just took me by surprise. As it should, it wasn't easy to organize and keep a secret. but just but it just so happens I'm pretty good at both of those things. What's that black greenish thing in the big jar? Alright, I'm particularly excited about that one. It smells so sweet. You know how strong scents get me going, right? I know you're not a fan of manure, and I can respect that. Your quirks, huh? But I really wanted to get something nice smelling that both you and I would enjoy. And I know you love bacon, so this is 2 gallons of sun-bloated hog, 18 years old, the fanciest, highest quality rotten bacon fruit from the eastern wheelbarrow hills. Oh no. That's okay, Luke. Maybe it was a little expensive, but I want us to enjoy ourselves tonight. It's a special day. I thought maybe we could roll in it, rub it on each other's bodies, and, do some messy romance and a pile of hay. Here, let me open it for you. No, stop. Listen, Ackley. How about we start with wine and snacks first? Ah, yeah, good thinking. Let's leave the best for last. The wine is pretty fancy, too. I passed him a thick crystal glass and then grabbed the wine bottle. I smacked it a few times with the wooden handle of my dagger, making the cork protrude far enough for me to pierce and jerk it out into the air with the tip of the blade. I tossed it up and let it land sideways on my shoulder. As the bottle rolls down my outstretched arm, I balance myself in a way that spills the wine in a controlled stream into his glass. Once the bottle reaches my wrist, I grab it by the neck and fill my own glass in the most mundane manner without showing off. Every time I do something impressive like that, the human acts so happily, I bet he would wag his tail if he had one. Seeing him react like that makes my own tail wag too. He's impressed right now, too, I think. He's definitely smiling. However, he's suspiciously quiet for some reason. That's not good. I need him in a good mood today. Everything hinges on building a good rapport with the human. You know what day it is, right? The 11th? No, I don't mean the date. And the day is the 13th, by the way. Supplies coming from Mosburg tomorrow. Alright. But never mind that. Today is special in a different way. Can you guess? I'm sorry, Ackley. I really don't know. No? Well, it's okay. Even if you forget, I'll remember for both of us. You see, today is exactly 4 months since Max and I woke up from our shelter sickness. Exactly 4 months since I met you, Luke. Oh, okay. I honestly didn't keep track of that. Sorry. 4 months is hardly an anniversary. I don't remember us doing anything particularly fancy last month. Maybe we should have. Every month and every day with you is a blessing. I will never take it for granted. Come on, drink, Luke. The shelter to us. I clink his glass and take a big sip of the wine. It's rich and balanced, with a hint of sweetness, exactly how he likes it. We both seem to enjoy it. It's irrelevant, yet quite fortunate that both of us happen to share such similar preferences in alcohol. However, as we enjoy our wine, the human is unusually mild with his reactions. He smiles and tells me how good it is, but to be honest, I expected a bit livelier of a reaction. Crap, it's infuriating. I can't prod him with empathy. I can't make a mistake today, and this uncertainty is killing me. I always hated that aspect of him the most. He doesn't even keep eye contact with me. He stares locked at the candle in the corner of the room. He puts down his half-empty glass to the side deep in thought. He takes a deep breath as if to say something, but he doesn't. Are you okay, Luke? Yeah. Sorry, it's nothing. You can be at ease here. Nobody ever comes to this section. This is exactly why I chose this place. We can relax here. We can safely relax here. He smells yet again and looks up. Open my arms to embrace him, but he passes me and walks out of our cubicle. I hear a few beats from one of the panels in the corridor. And then the sounds of locking gates and sealing ventilation vents. The air holds still of whatever distant echoes I could hear before are completely gone now. With a series of button presses, the human completely separates the glass hull from the rest of the set of vents and all. I didn't know this function existed. There, now it's truly private. Good boy, Luke. Nobody will get a whiff of the sun-bloated hog but us. I start reaching out towards the 2-gallon jar of slimy rotten delicacy, but the human grabs my wrist in urgency and pulls me into a kiss. My heart skips a beat from his sudden, so dominant initiative. My half-closed eyes roll up in an involuntary high-pitched moan escapes my throat as I'm being swept through that sudden warmth and pleasure. It takes me a few moments to regain control over my mind and body, but I finally manage to stop my body's reactions and put up my well-trained act instead, as though he enjoys more. I skillfully return the kiss and caress his neck at his favorite spots. I moan and moan at just the right volume and at a significantly lower pitch than the one a moment ago. I can't let myself be swooned like a horny pup. I'm better than that. I have to stay in control. Nothing I think I'm feeling right now is real or relevant. My body is just another tool. If I don't stay in charge of myself at all times, my focus may waver. I could lose sight of my goals. I could make mistakes. I can't allow that. I never had to deal with such problems before. With any of my previous targets, the most common emotion I had to control was disgust. If there was pleasure sometimes, it was never this overwhelming. It didn't used to be so difficult with the human either, but it seems that as time goes on, my body confuses what's true and what's just an act. It's almost like I'm falling for him. But that's obviously untrue. I'm incapable of love. If I manage to convince him to go along with my plans, if everything goes as my informant and I hope, we may finally be able to put an end to this ridiculous charade. With stuff that awakens to the next stage, we'll be able to save Max. We'll be able to save everyone. Sorry, Ackley. I'm a little tired and soft. Sorry, Ackley. I'm a little tired and still soft, huh? No problem. I assess him and dropped to my knees to proceed to please him with my muzzle. I unveiled his whole soft length into my warm and went my suckle and slobber it from the base of the saddle to the tip of his round head, even add a few light nibbles. A good minute passes with me putting all my skills into waking the knotless human penis up, but nothing works. It's still as soft and floppy as it was before. That never happened before. Ackley. It's okay, lay down. Luke. I wink at him and pits at the nerve in the lower calf to make him go soft on his feet. And the talk has to happen tonight, and I have to prepare him for that. I must make him trust me, make him love me. I have to show him I'm worth to be given charge, no matter how absurd my request will sound. Yes, this will last and let me take care of you tonight. He nods and starts taking his clothes off while I reach out for a small jar of smooth oil and start lubing both of us up. I hoist his legs up and position my red tapered tip at his dark tan entrance and canine fast. I jab him a few times before vitally hitting the mark more for roleplay than out of inaccuracy. It's okay, Luke. We don't have to do it right now. Let's have a bit more wine in. No, sorry, keep going. I want it. I need it. I'm just. He glances at me with so much embarrassment, vulnerability, that sight and the tone of his voice, they confuse me and excite me at the same time. For a moment I consider retracting from him and returning to wine tasting. But what if he actually feels desperate for it? Without empathy, I can't be sure. So in a moment of weakness, I let the fire inside me take charge, taking his words at face value, and wait for one of his spiritual crowns to loosen up. I wiggle my penis forward, quickly going for a second. This is only the second time I'm topping him. It was always he who claimed me instead. That previous try was pleasant, sure, but this time was heavenly, with a loud, sound-like moan at what that warm hole like a sex star piece, losing my precious leave control like a snuff candle flame. On the warmth and the bliss exit to me right now. I feel them growing inside me so fast and so intensely that my whole body tingles with the most wonderful, magical sensations. I push forward harder and harder, with as much strength as I muster through any barrier that tries to deny me my right, again and again, and stop. That shout and a strong push against my chest finally bring my sense of control back. The light of the candles reflects against the streaks of tears on the human's face. Oh no. Luke, I'm sorry. No, it's my fault. I thought I could do it, but crap, actually, I'm so tired. Sick and tired of all this. Tired of this. What does he mean? I retract from him and sit down on the hay bedding, observing the human with concern, both for him and myself. Is he having second thoughts about our relationship? This is a crisis, one I didn't see coming today. Of course, I have always known this could happen at some point. It's just unfortunate it had to be tonight. I have to deal with it before he leaves this room, with any means necessary. I could feign ignorance, refuse to acknowledge his tears at all, laugh the whole situation off with never mind that, and distract him with positivity and fake comfort. I'm pretty sure I could stabilize this situation at that step already. If we had kept those thoughts for so long and never spoke them out, then a soul positivity is bound to block him out of embarrassment yet again. If that doesn't work and he's heck bent on having a talk with me, have a whole arsenal of mind tricks to aim at him, gaslighting, guilt tripping, a suicide threat, and actual self-harm if anything else fails. At this point, nothing is off the table. I can't fail, no matter what. Not tonight, even if I have to sacrifice a limb or an eye to keep him close, I will. Manipulate, control, sacrifice, discard, survive, succeed. I put my hand on a human's shoulder and give a smile. He doesn't even look at me. Hey, Luke. What's wrong? Why are my eyes watering, watching him? I can cry on the man, but now is not the time. That wasn't what I wanted to say to him. I just blurted out those words thoughtlessly, as I felt that heavy lump of sadness swelling inside my chest. I had to keep myself under control. I had to salvage this situation one way or another. Actually, there's that one dog. Okay? A rival, huh? Another opposition exposed and disposed of. What dog? What's his name? The human twitches and moves away from me at that question. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Cooper asked Thistle to ask me not to tell anyone. They came back from an excavation a couple of nights ago. But they were ambushed. Sagbart was definitely involved this time as well. A fight broke out. They were at a disadvantage surrounded by cliffs, and there was a rock slide. One of Cooper's scouts was caught in it, that one Labrador, remember? I do, did he? The bandits ran away, and most of Cooper's pet managed to return to safety, but that Labrador, he didn't make it. I saw the body. I'm sorry, Luke. Did you know him well? No, not really, but he was still my dog. I talked to him a few times in the past. I love him. I love how friendly and excitable he was. It was fun to see him wag his tail from embarrassment whenever he was praised by others. Without him, Seldom won't be the same, even though he's just one of many dozen good dogs here and not even one I knew particularly well. Losing him, it feels so wrong. It leaves a hole in our community. I still can't believe it. It's like, oh no. I have that fear, Ackley, a terrible fear. It both drives me forward and debilitates me. I am afraid of losing people. It may not be so obvious to you since I'm not a dog, but I get attached very easily to others too. But there again, maybe I'm just lying to myself. Maybe that pain I'm feeling right now isn't out of love and attachment to my dogs, but rather something different and fake. Because Ackley, I know I've heard it over and over. I'm sure of it, and yet I still can't. I can't remember his name. Lane. That was his name. Lane the Labrador. Thank you. I'm sorry for ruining the date, Ackley. You prepared so much for us, and You're not fake, Luke. Your feelings are pure and true. I don't need empathy to see something so obvious. You're one of the two truest things in my life. Don't ever doubt that. We'll find Sagbart and the Winter Knots. We'll have our justice. That's one of the problems. We already know where they are. They have been spotted at Mooresburg. Cooper, Thistlewood, and Burry all know that, but as angry as they are, they won't do anything. Mooresburg is under the Grove's direct jurisdiction. The lands north of it are a lawless zone, but the town itself is strictly protected. Whatever happened to Lane is indifferent to the Grove, and going to Mooresburg to enact justice on Sagbart for that would be an unlawful breach of the kingdom's order, an excuse for the Grove to act against us. I hate all of those ridiculous political games. They say we have to be careful, and I know they're right, but sometimes I wonder. You want to do more, right? I want justice against those who hurt us, for those we lost. Still, even I know that those who are still alive take priority. Max is one of them. We need help if we are to fix him up for good. We need the support of someone powerful. We all love Max, and we are ready to do anything in our power for him. Even if it means groveling at the feet of Burries and Wounds past oppressors, giving away our treasure just for a morsel of support from those terrible people. We want to collect a set of some of our stronger relics and a tribute to the wolves, you know? Do they now? I know. There's a small price to pay for Max's well-being. I will gladly pay whatever it takes. I'm not sad about losing a few trinkets. I'm not really. I'm really not. But Ackley, after everything they've done to my dogs and how they keep treating us, they don't deserve such gifts. I think I'm just angry at my own powerlessness. We have all of those powerful artifacts, the might of an all-powerful ancient temple for us to command. And yet we're powerless, pathetic. We should be more than that. We should be able to seize what we need with our own claws, defend ourselves with our fangs, not cower and let ourselves be colored. His eyes grow wide as he stares at me. Then he shakes his head and gives me an uneasy smile. Don't worry, Ackley. I'm not saying I want to go to war with a grove or anything like that. Why not? He keeps staring at me. His smile freezes, then it slowly drops. Are you being serious right now? Kind of course. I don't think we should. We aren't strong enough yet, and they know that as well as we do. That's why they don't respect us. And yet they still haven't seized us. In big part thanks to Moon's stunt, but I think there's more to it. They don't know what to expect from Shelter. They are afraid of what we could do if we were pressed against the wall. As they said, you have proven multiple times you're not to be trifled with. As we're keeping our current system of free flow of goods between Shelter and the rest of the country, time works in their favor. We're slowly bleeding out our strength for them, with our own growth and freedom stunted by compliance. I don't want to go to war, Luke. Never, ever, if we can help it. But I want Shelter to keep growing. Maybe then they would respect us more if we showed them we could if we wanted to. His lips part in a silent gasp as he keeps staring into my eyes, lost for words. Ackley, you actually understand, of course. Burry and Roan, they wouldn't listen to me. They're fully content with how things are right now, and will keep this peace at all costs. I don't blame them. They went through hell, and Shelter finally gave them happiness, as limited and humiliating as it is. But Ackley, this is not where I want all of it to end. Shelter has only barely woken up, and there's already more work than I can manage on my own. Without you, I would go completely mad. And even with you, I'm constantly scared of reaching a dead end. I can't bear those thoughts of the future where we don't move forward. The most terrible death, stagnation. That is the worst fate I could ever think of. But what do you want? I came here looking for a mission, a purpose. I thought I found it when I met Burry, but as time went by, I got overwhelmed and distracted, and now I don't know anymore. I know Shelter is important to everyone here, but I feel an even stronger connection to it than anyone else. I want to truly bring it back to life, but that can never happen if we are to keep playing by the rules of this country's politics. I want to be free to do everything I think is right without restraints. But at the same time, I could never sacrifice those cute snoots for a greater cause. I want to take over the world, but those dogs mean the world to me. I'm sorry, Ackley. Sometimes I feel like you would be better off without us, like we're just dragging you down with our problems. We came just when we needed you the most, and no matter how much you help us, we still can't give you what you yourself hope for. If you came to Shelter looking to find a cure for Max, I don't understand why you still haven't left us and tried elsewhere. If you left me, I wouldn't blame you, Ackley. You and Max mean everything to me. And I don't have what it takes to keep both of you safe. My heart swells hearing those words of devotion and kindness, seeing him shedding tears for our sake. I never thought we would ever end up like this, surrounded by people who would genuinely care for us, to be given so much love and care by my partner, such a pure and strong heart. If I were just an ordinary dog with a normal life and an honest heart of my own, this would be enough to make him happy. This moment and this person would be a blessing to me. However, those warm feelings drown under the cold weight of reality. This, after all, is not a blessing. This is all nothing but fruit of my manipulation. My job isn't done yet. There may be a way, Luke. I've been thinking a lot, and I thought of a plan. I'm ready to put my very life on the line for it. It's going to be a heavy gamble, but if everything goes well, we will guarantee massive safety and give Zelda what it needs to grow, both at the same time. Guarantee? Wound and Burry wanted to submit to their past oppressors for Max's sake. I couldn't allow that, such a high price for so little in return. But with the same tribute, I can negotiate so much more, Luke. If only we're careful and secretive about it, we can give both Max and Shelters exactly what they need, while keeping all control in our hands, guarantee Max's recovery, and give Shelter what it needs to grow. We don't mean... No way, that would be risky, yes. Burry and Rune would never agree to that. If the Grove found out, that's why I'll need your full cooperation. I don't want to hurt them, but we can't have them interrupting us. I have planned everything out, covered all possible risks. With your help, we can do that. I need you for that to work. Burry says Max won't survive another month. I can organize a talk with them even next week. I have a contact in this country. Are you sure you don't know what they're going to? I know them. I know what to expect. I know the very worst of them. No matter how much I think, there's no better solution I can see. This is what I want to do, Luke. I want to take this risk. For my family. For Max. It's not just Max. You're my family too, Luke. This is as much for Max as it is for Will Moon, Lane, you, and every other mistreated dog here. If I hear you cry, of course I couldn't abandon you. We will grow and break our limits so nobody has to die or cry ever again. Is that what Shelter is all about? I hold his hand. At that moment, something unexpected happens. I reflexively open my mind to the human, and this time the chaos of his mind appears different in my mind. The noise is still there, sure, but I start noticing patterns. It's like when you open at a painting from afar, instead of getting lost in the details, and you finally start to see the whole picture. There's something resembling familiar emotions there, too big and complex, like they're compiled from way too many parts that are necessary, but I can definitely name them, feel them. Relief, exhilaration, gratitude. Are those his feelings or mine? He jumps at me, planted a deep kiss on my muzzle. We roll in the hay with that renewed passion. I knew his arousal filling the air of the small room as he lifts me up and pins me to the wall, groping all over. And as my ecstasy reaches its peak, everything grows that much sweeter when the human accidentally bumps the table, making the big glass jar of watered meat fall towards the shining metal floor. The night is quiet and calm. A stark contrast is a loud and lively Shelter. At least it made it easier to sneak out unnoticed. The meeting is always set up. Both my informant and the sources from the south have already confirmed that. They brought the tools to help Max. They have the people with proper knowledge. Now I have to make sure both them and us get exactly what we promised each other. Not less, and definitely not more. I feel sick in my stomach at the thought of coming face to face with them again, but it is what it is. As bad as this option is, this is still the best we can do. I have everything set in place. I'll make it work for sure. I know them. I can control them. This time, I'm the one pulling the strings. Ackley? I instantly turn on my heel, dagger at the ready. Who was that? I didn't notice I was being followed. That voice. No way. Max? I squint my eyes to make out the form of the dog in the saddles. It really is Max, my brother. Your voice, you can speak words again. I see my dagger back and run towards him, exhilarated. Where did that happen? So I haven't really seen him much over the past 3 or 4 days. I've been busy planning and preparing for our new guest, but to miss something like that, this is wonderful. I knew you would regain your voice in a proper home. We have to celebrate. I know you like songing now, right? I'd love to hear you do that from you later, but not tonight. I'm going to be away for a few days. It's very important. You should go back to shelter and rest. Don't overexert yourself. Once I'm back, everything's finally going to be okay, I promise. I give him a gentle hug, lift the side of his muzzle, and turn around to leave. But the moment my fingers slip off his shoulder, he gets a hold of my wrist. Ackley, stop. What? Stop. Stay. He keeps holding my wrist while staring at me. Those sad eyes, it looks like he's trying to formulate more complete sentences, but the words can't leave his lips. What is this all about? Does he know what I'm about to do? Who told you? The human? And did you find out on your own? Were you spying on me? Doesn't matter. I know it may seem like a bad idea. I get it, but that's the best I can do for you, Max. I have everything under control, trust me. He lets out a pained grunt, twirling his sight to the side. Then he looks back at me again and shakes his head. The sadness and worry in his eyes only deepen. I know. I'm not underestimating them. I've been planning for this eventuality for a very long time. The humans on my side have the knowledge and control over shelter. I plan to use all that to our advantage and keep us safe. I have powerful allies in this country. Some of them I've never even told you about. I know what those bastards are capable of, no less than you do. I don't want to be their friend. I will keep them on a leash, use them for as long as we need them, and then dispose of them. Don't worry, Max. I have it all well thought up. I smile and pat him on the shoulder with my free hand. Then I try to walk away, but he still doesn't let go. Ackley, stay. For me. For Luke. What? For the human? What are you talking about? You know I'm just using him too, right? That's all an act. It's not real. This time he doesn't lower his gaze. He just keeps staring at me. You know me better than anyone. You've seen me acting before. Both you and I can deceive canine empathy with fake feelings. Have I gotten so good at it, I'm starting to trick even you? For fuck's sake, Max, I'm not infatuated with him. I can't be. I'm incapable of that. Ever since we were pups, they dissected the very concept of love for us and taught us its true nature, remember? Two noble dogs is a virtue. To us, it's a weakness to exploit. That's exactly what it's always going to be to me. But not to you, of course. You're going to heal and find a nice dog to be with. You'll fall in love and have a long, happy life. And I, to be able to fix everything, I myself have to remain broken. You have to understand. Let go of me, Max. This isn't just about you and me anymore. If I do everything right, I can save so much more. All those innocent lives. I can fix the whole world. Let go of me. Or, for your own good, I will make you. Good. Good boy, Max. Your hand is so cold. Go back to shelter and have something warm to drink. hot milk and honey. How about that? I'll be back within 4 days. If you want to help, ask a human to access the B4K20 from the outside. We could use your help in securing the gas. It's that secluded, caved-in section at the foot of the mountain where the eternal winter knots den used to be. We cleared the entrance up. You're going to see some familiar faces soon. I put his head in without even looking at him, continue on my way. He doesn't follow me. I keep my stealthy, meditative mind state while walking across the snowy field without even daring to look back. I don't want to see him. I don't want him to peer into my mind with his empathy either. That state of emptiness used to be so tricky for me to activate and maintain. After all, it's unnatural for a living, thinking being to not exude thoughts or feelings. Right now, though, during my lonely walk in this dark night, it feels uncannily effortless. I don't know how much time passes with me walking mindlessly with that. Feels like ages, feels like no time at all. It's only when the orange wing of the upcoming dawn starts peeking out of the horizon that I become aware of the growing ache in my legs. The torches of Mosebort look like tiny stars spilling out onto the land. I sit down on a nearby boulder to rest and catch my breath. Even in the cold, my face feels hot. My breath leaves thicker and thicker clouds of white steam every passing moment. Thoughts and feelings repressed by the past hours finally start flooding in. My vision blurs, my limbs tremble, a pathetic squeal escapes my throat, and I finally allow myself to cry. They follow closely behind me, 5 hooded figures of different heights, all of them walking so light on their feet. It feels so wrong to walk with my back turned to those people. I don't show any tension on my face, but I restlessly monitor their locations and states of mind with my empathy. Right now, they are calm, a little tired, but positively excited. It's a weird type of excitement. They are trying to hide it, but there are clear hints of unrest. Nothing unexpected there. After all, they're being led to a completely new place to be surrounded by people still unaffiliated with their pride. They're going to be at our mercy and shelter. Say Max didn't come. I missed their little mutt. Missed talking to him. Good listener. Fuck, I hate cats. Their voices, their mentality, their unbelievable stink. Yes, the smell sure brings back the worst memories. No matter how much you bathe a feline, you can never really get rid of the smell. Yet as bad as their bodies reek, that doesn't even begin to compare to the torture of smelling cat urine. I don't look forward to that, especially after spending so much time among my fellow dogs. Canine marks are pleasant, inviting, kind of like a friendly call to anyone who chooses to sniff is respectful. In comparison, feline piss is purposely offensive, disgusting, aggressive, and repulsive. There's no respect or unity in that. It's more like a deterrent. It is a rare sight indeed to see you without your brother's protection. Gruesome spine, didn't you? Away from home for 152 days already. Good for you, Ackley. All the sanitary measures we took together with the human will be enough to keep the scent from spreading. We obviously can't let them do that inside shelter itself, so we find a space that should hopefully contain their wicked waste. Some were secluded enough to not garner unnecessary attention, but not too far to risk losing control of them. I selected a few of my trustiest men to guard them at every step whenever they leave shelter. I know they can be counted on. As for right now, it's much as I'm wary of having my back turned to them. At the very least, I'm glad I don't have to smell them in this headwind breeze. Cut the banter. Can't you see you're boring the dog? We want his pride anymore. He has a new pack, new allies. Like that cool and mysterious black wolf, whoever he is. an ally that even the Opal Pride knows nothing about. Now that's something. I guess we're just not cool enough for Ackley anymore. It's all going to be worth it. This is a good decision, a mutually beneficial partnership. They'll get some relics and powerful knowledge. Moreover, they'll be the first outside organization to set their foot in Seltra's gate. Something we haven't granted anyone else yet. That is a lot, but we shall gain so much more in return. They are bringing all the tools and knowledge we need to save Max, just in time, just in nick of time. And that's not all. Yet, when times get tough, they don't go to other doggies for help. They come crawling back to us, their true family. It was just a matter of time, really. Seltra is filled with all those mind-boggling ancient relics, but we managed to awaken only a fraction of them, and understand even fewer. Comprehension will come with time and research, but we need more than that for our growth and sustenance in the first place. Relics run on mana. Seltra itself is the biggest relic of them all, and it needs the life force of its own denizens to function. Right now, it only has the canines and one single human to drain from. And I'm dying to see what functions it will be able to awaken once we introduce a group of living felines into the mix. To have the freedom to just run away and do whatever. Still, you can't run away from your roots, Ackley. You and Max will forever be a part of the Pride, whether you or any of us wants it or not. With that being said, I was looking forward to seeing you again, truly. Be quiet, we're almost there. Seltra is a wonderful, impenetrable fortress, not only because of its thick steel walls and the manpower of many dozen dog warriors inside, but most importantly because of its sickness, the mysterious affliction that makes every newcomer lose consciousness, the stronger magic the warrior wields along with the period of sickness. That is my weapon and my greatest fail-safe for this operation, no matter who they are. Nobody can step onto Seltra's floor and survive without the acceptance and direct support from someone inside. Seltra sickness isn't exactly a secret, with all the dogs going in and out on a regular basis, but I still share all of its details with the cats, making clear they understand the situation. The target has all the tools necessary for Max's surgery in his giant backpack. I personally confirmed that. If I wanted to play dirty, I was in the perfect position to do so. I could technically let them inside Seltra and then kill them when they fall unconscious. Burry Tangleroot said he doesn't have the necessary knowledge, but at least he'd have the tools to try and figure the procedure out. The cats are aware of the risk of me doing something like that, and yet they chose to follow me regardless. They know I'm better off with them as my allies rather than my enemies. This is threshold. Once you step inside, there will be no stopping the sickness, even if you run back outside. They follow me without hesitation through the dark, secluded entrance by the cave-in at the foot of our neighboring mountain. This used to be the den of Sagbark and the eternal winter nights. Even after all those months, their scent still lingers. It's particularly noticeable now, contrasted with the scent of the felines. It feels somehow wrong to me, walking down those rooms that belong to my canine brethren, whom I banished from Seltra only to give their former den to the felines. I didn't like those dogs. They were a nuisance, better served as a sacrifice than converted into allies. The felines, on the other hand, are useful to me. That's all that matters in the end. And yet, it still doesn't feel right. You should start feeling it any moment now. When your legs start giving in, don't fight it. Sit down and wait until you fall asleep. We're going to lock each of you in separate rooms. We'll put mittens on your hands so you don't accidentally wake us with your claws and your days when we come to give you water. When she falls asleep, there's nothing we can do to make the sickness pass quicker or be milder. We just have to wait. Yes, and once they wake up, everything will be better. We'll finally be able to save Max. And who knows, maybe it will bring changes beyond even our best expectations. Changes in them, the cats. After all, Zelda works in mysterious ways. The human believes it changes people for the better. It changes Room Moon and has deeply touched me and Max. I don't like making my decisions based on hope. Hope is like a weak link in a chain, and if it takes it to one's downfall, sometimes I fail, but I always try to work based on reason and logic. It is the same this time. I didn't make these decisions because of vague pipe dreams. I'm starting with my greatest enemies because that is the best outcome for all of us. Yet, walking down these corridors right now and hearing their steps slowly go off rhythm, I can't help but let my imagination wander to the future and touch upon a specific, hopeful thought. I hate those people. I despise everything about them. I had run away from them and hoped to never see them again, and yet here we are now. But if Zelda can miraculously change people, what if they wake up changed for the better too? What if by the same miracle we grow to see eye to eye and they become a part of my family too? As absurd as it is in a weird way, I miss them. Wait a second. I stop when I pick up Max and the human with my empathy in one of the cell rooms. They are so easily distinguishable to me. However, there are more presences in that general area. We didn't plan on that. There's more of them than the number of dogs I confided about the plan. I duck, narrowly avoided the panther's claws. A few of the others are already on the move, trying to surround me. They have no weapons on them, but they aren't declawed. They are deadly just by the very fact of being cats. What the hell are you? I hear a quiet cracking and can smell a wafter of green mana. That's the Siamese specialty. He's trying to conjure weapons with it. A dose slap of his hands on the metal follows, but I'm not worried about that. He must have not gotten the memo that Celta siphons natural ethereal mana with extreme efficiency. I duck under the links and the tiger lunging at me. One of them manages to get a hold on my ankle, so I throw my dagger right at his fingers, giving him good boy. Ooh. Yet walking down these corridors right now and hearing their steps slowly go off rhythm, I can't help but let my imagination wander into the future and touch upon a specific hopeful thought. I hate those people. I despise everything about them. I had run away from them and hoped to never see them again, yet here we are now. But if Zelda can miraculously change people, what if they wake up changed for the better too? What if, by the same miracle, we grow to see eye to eye and they become a part of my family too? As absurd as it is, in a weird way, I miss them. Wait a second. I stop when I pick up Max and the human with my empathy in one of the cell rooms. They are so easily distinguishable to me. However, there are more presences in that general area. We didn't plan on that. There's more of them than the number of dogs I confided about the plan. I duck, narrowly avoiding the panther's claws. A few of the others are already on the move, trying to surround me. They have no weapons on them, but they are declawed. They are deadly just by the very fact of being cats. What the hell are you? I hear a quiet quack and can smell a wafter of green mana. That's the Siamese specialty. He's trying to conjure weapons with it. A dose slap of his hands when the medal follows, but I'm not worried about that. He must have not gotten the memo that Seltzer siphons natural ethereal mana with extreme efficiency. I duck under the links, and the tiger lunging at me. One of them manages to get a hold of my ankle, so I throw my dagger right at his fingers, giving me a chance to slip away and run. I only have to run long enough for them to fall unconscious from the sickness. Those scheming, traitorous bastards. I can hear the cheetah chasing me, getting closer and closer. I leap at one of the control panels, twist and press a switch for an emergency shutdown. I meet my pursuer slam against the suddenly emerged steel gate. I scramble back on my feet and start pressing more buttons, issuing shutdown on all the other gates in this section, blocking their way of escape. Now there's no way they can hurt anyone. We're going to go in there in an hour or two. And we'll probably have to dispose of them. I was prepared for such an eventuality. For this failure, it was the worst case scenario. But we couldn't afford not to be ready for that. However, what I wasn't prepared for was Hyacrid. Thick, long digits wrap around my neck as I'm being lifted off the ground. Another giant hand painfully crushes my forearm as I attempt to reach for my dagger. I see Max and the human on the floor at the far end of the corridor. They're surrounded by aggressive-looking dogs. And here, right in front of my face, a wide, toothy grin. Good night. Hello mates, thank you for tuning in this month. The flash bark still continues on my dog. I really hoped to finish it within this update, but in the end it just wasn't meant to be. If you follow my Twitter, you know I was bedridden with a fever for like 2 weeks and I'm still recovering after the medical procedure and complications and crap, so that slowed my productivity down a bit. I could have delayed this update until I got this whole flashback section written to the end, but then that would make it end on an extremely sad note. I hope in the next update we'll manage to reach the happy parts back in the present. In the meantime, enjoy the cliffhanger with cats. I know we technically had some cats in the dialogue before, but this is the first time we'll see them in a bit more involved roles, so I hope you find them interesting for the limited time they'll occupy. I wonder how many cat jokes I'll be able to fit into the next update. Special thanks to all my supporters on patreon.com/Rouse. You're all the best, and I hope you're having a good day today. Even more special thanks to Steph for his relentless hands-on support since the start of Seltzer. We're both excited for the parts to come. Also check out his newest update, Demons Within. A big round of applause to Temple McFlurry for the artwork he drew for Seltzer. You'll see it if you reread the first part of Rune's backstory, the first time we meet Rudy. Temple has been one of the greatest and most consistent providers of Seltzer fan arts in the past, and go check out fan art section in the gallery. So we decided to start working together in a more official manner. I think his style gives off a very nice, dreamy, picture book-like feeling that fits perfectly into flashback sections, so we're going to illustrate some of those moments with his paintings retroactively. Talking about fan art, super special thanks to Meta East B, Kraken of flight, and typical sailing, the pictures that you can see above and are going to be put into the fan arts gallery forever. If anyone else would like to add a picture for the future builds, tweet them to @SelterVN or with a hashtag SelterVN. That's mostly it for me. After I'm done, Alan will have a very short message for you too. I hope you enjoyed. In the meantime, let's wrap it up from my end. Gonna rest and get back to work. Next time on Shelter, Ackley's Death. See you soon. Ooh. Oh, I didn't see you there. As you can see, I'm in the Parker's corner right now, polishing my knives. Deep in very profound thoughts, fully naked. The sensation of the sharp blades touching my naked, furry skin. That's the stuff. Oh yes, I'm so heckin' horny, and so are you by the looks of it. Ha! Luckily, I left one last blade for you to polish. Come closer. Sniff it. Come on, sniff the screen. Do it. Now lick it. Okay. No, maybe don't. Gross. Ugh. Besides, a blowjob isn't going to do it for me anyway. Not this time. You feel the same way, don't you? You can smell your eagerness, your filthy desperation. After I have already claimed your mouth. Marked it with my hot lupine seed. And even at night, I'm still there in your dreams. You're already mine. It is about time I take my bets properly, in the true canine manner. That was this prey. Drop on all fours, spread your cheeks, submit yourself to the wolf. And buy my merch. In anatomically correct dildo of famous lupine, Alan E. Wolf. Me, that's my. Yes. Get your dirty, grabby paws on this high quality horny stuff. It's been that though. What the hell is this? No, that's not it. That has to be a mistake. I even sent him a vial of my blood for color reference. I know. Dear Mr. Wolf, I applied all the fixes you submitted in your feedback of both day and night without sleeping for the past week to ensure the toy was ready for sale in time. The graphic and descriptive tweet to my loved one's safety was a good motivation. I really hope that piece of meat you attached to the letter was only something you got at a shop. Unfortunately, I'm running out of the red pigment. We won't be able to restock until Monday, so I came up with the idea of including a pink color variant to our offer to meet the demand. I hope you're happy now, and I'll never hear from you again. Sincerely, Scream Arca Dad from Swing Toys. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Okay, what's better now? Okay, wasn't expecting that. Rather, since all that. But anyway, the next episode, and the next update is we're going to see looks like we're going to see Ackley's Death. That's what the title of the next update will be. So A lot of lies and betrayal here. Ackley lied to Luke, saying that he loves him when he doesn't. He's just trying to get Luke to cooperate in his plan to save Max. And the felines were there to help Ackley, and they saying that they're loyal and that, and they turn out to betray him. Certainly a lot of lies and betrayals and false, just false stuff on Ackley's end, and as well as the cats. But anyway, we'll see Ackley's death next time, or at least that's what the name of the update next time will be. Thank y'all very much for watching. Goodbye.